Welcome to Surviving Home Ownership, where we're going to attempt to do the impossible, making home insurance interesting. And who better to do that than Ben Bucher, owner of Bucher Allstate Insurance. So join me. We're going to listen in on parts from a full-length interview I did with Ben. What are some things that are going to cause your insurance premiums to go through the roof? I mean, you keep mentioning age of the roof. I don't know, talk to me about some of these things.
Another deal killer is something that's within your control as a homeowner is your claims follow you when you have a claim. So if a person they have a water claim that maybe is a small claim, they have a small siding claim, a small water claim, something that's small and adds up is actually going to negatively affect their price, because the insurance companies, no matter who you're with, there's a formula. Person who has had 3 claims over 5 years is more likely to have more claims. If you can save more money by saving your claims for serious major issues, 10,000, 20,000, major serious things. If it's a maintenance issue with siding and you can have it fixed on your own, especially if it's less than your deductible, you'll save more money in the long run, because you are keeping up the maintenance on your house and you're only using it for what it is intended for, those sudden and accidental losses. You basically want to make sure you're up on maintenance, not only to keep your house safe from you getting wet and having a loss, but an insurance company is going to make sure that it's sudden and accidental. Because if somebody thinks they had a loss in the roof and it gets assessed that, oh, this was actually because the roof is 50 years old, sir, this was a wear and tear incident. And unless they can prove that it was actually from a storm, this is where a lot of people get ripped off, because somebody will come, well, we had wind damage down the street, they had wind damage, they got a free roof. Some roofing company may come up and say, hey, your neighbor got a roof, you can get a free roof through your insurance. Well, before you do that, you need to make sure what happened. Was there a storm, something that caused damage, as opposed to just getting a free roof? You want to make sure that there was actually a loss. And before you file a claim, call your agent. Call your agent and say, hey, this is what I think's going on. I might have a claim. Can we look at that? Absolutely. You will save yourself some time and energy just by talking with somebody who does that, because Exhibit A, if there is wind damage, the agent would say, great, have someone get an estimate. See how much the damage is. If you have $1,000 deductible and it's only $500 to fix, you're not going to file a claim anyway, because you're not getting anything from the insurance company. Part 2 is if it ends up being more than that, but the agent can look at it and go, that is wear and tear versus an actual incident. You won't even put an inquiry in. An inquiry, that the insurance carriers would say this was wear and tear, still shows up on your record. Still shows up on your record. So make sure you talk to a professional before. Like if you called our office, I'd be like, let's look at it. I wouldn't file it with Allstate Corporate yet, unless we wanted to move forward with it. But if we can assess that it's either not a claim or it's a claim, but it's not enough to hit the deductible, then I would advise on not filing it, because it's better for the customer to either fix it on their own or to wait for some claim that has a higher deductible amount. But if those incidents on almost show up just as detrimental as a bad claim, because for most people, someone who has 3 incidents in the last 3 years, they're looking to get some money. They're looking to get something covered that may not actually be covered. Roofing contractor came to one of our customers' houses and they said, hey, we have this, and you can get it fixed. They tried to file a claim through the 1-800 number, and it ended up being it was a 50-year-old roof that had damage, and it was just water getting through. There was missing shingles. That's where it happened, not because of any storm. And it didn't cost the customer any dollars, but the inquiry is showing up on the record, and they could have saved a lot of time and energy just by calling us first to assess that. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Yeah. So what's the difference between making an inquiry versus filing a claim or submitting a claim? I don't understand the difference.
Great question. So, the difference is filing a claim is the same as submitting an inquiry, basically saying, I believe there was a storm last night, it damaged my roof, so I'm going to submit for a claim. the claims people in every insurance company will assess pictures. They'll have an inspector, loss assessment inspector come out, and they'll make sure that it was from a loss, that we can find out those from a loss. If it ends up being a true loss, they'll pay for it. They'll get it fixed. It'll be a claim. If they end up saying this is not from a high wind, this was from wear and tear on a 50-year-old roof, it'll show up as a claim that has $0 to it. So it's a claim with $0. So it was a claim, it was closed out, not pay anything, but it shows up as somebody inquired about getting paid on a claim. If you call your agent first, they will walk you through this before they even submit the inquiry, the claim. They'll check out all the information, all the details. Let me look at it first, get an estimate first, because an estimate from a contractor is free, or it's a lot cheaper than going through the claims process and saving you some time. See how bad the loss. I just had somebody this week, they had damage to their gutter. And I said, well, get the estimate first. Let's not file a claim yet. We're not against filing claims, but we're about doing the smart decision. So he came back with me. He goes, all right, Ben, I got an estimate. It was $1,075 to fix 20 feet of gutter and some roof things, $1,075. I said, okay, well, your deductible's $1,000. So the choice is yours. I'm not going to recommend one way or another, but do you want to file a claim to get $75, or do you want to save that for a time when it's more significant? And he said, I'm just going to pay for it. I got it. That's his decision. I never submitted the claim through the carrier, through Allstate. It was just a one-on-one conversation that made the smart decision before anything went on to a report. He's asking somebody personally as opposed to submitting it into the home office, the corporate office.